And what's up everybody, Central Dawn back with another brand new video here in FR Legends. So yeah, today I'm gonna be teaching you how to properly drift in FR Legends. First of all, you can choose any track. I'm gonna try from the first track. In practicing, I don't prefer you use AI cars because they might confuse you because you might be using a different, you might be drifting in a different way than them, since AI can't be the same as human beings. I'm sure you all know that, right? As you can see, I am a professional drifter. Okay, maybe not a professional, but I do got some experience here in this game, because this is one of my childhood games. As you can see, first let me stop nearby so I can show you all how to actually drift. Yeah, I thought I would drift there. Anyways, to drift, there is actually different ways of starting and ending a drift, man. So you can either start with a handbrake like that, which is actually the easiest, but the Japanese drifters actually prefer starting by going left, or starting by going a different side, then going into a different size to start a drift. Let me try. I'm sure you'll have seen that. Let me try again. Make sure my car is stable. Go straight, turn left then right, like that. But for them, they actually do it more continuously. Let me show you what I mean. I am supposed to go left, then right, then I now continue my drift. Okay, so that's the first step. But as for me, I prefer actually using the handbrake when starting a drift. But you can start using any method, because it doesn't really matter. Actually, it does matter. It depends with also your rim, your tires, because you might have grip tires and just get your car ruined for no reason. Yeah. Okay, the first step of continuing a drift, or when turning, you can either use the brake, which I don't prefer. You can use the brake like that, or the handbrake like that. But I do prefer the handbrake than the brakes, but I do press the brakes, since the brakes are also important. Let me show you. Let me look for a turn. Let me turn into this place like this. Guys are chilling. Wait, never mind. Yeah, I messed it up. Okay, let me turn. Brake, turn. Into here, turn. Nice. Brake, turn. Just that way. But I prefer using the handbrake. Let me show you what the handbrake does. For example, this. You're making a sharp turn like that. You won't have any struggles. But I do prefer using the handbrake more than the brake. But I do still press brakes, because I find it also essential when drifting, because there's just some places where the handbrake is just gonna overdo the turn. Yeah, like for example, let me show you a place that the handbrake will just overdo the turn. You see that? That's how the handbrake overdoes the turn. But let me try it using the brake. I'm gonna show you it. Let me try in this other place. You see? As you can see, it does not overdo. This is just like a slight thing. As you can see, I'm doing with the brakes right now. But let me show you if I try it with the handbrake. Let me try to avoid using my brake. This is just gonna overdo. Yeah, like that. But yes, it's not actually bad, but it's gonna overdo your turn, which ain't gonna make the best turns. Yeah, so that's the basic things you need to know when starting to drift here in FR Legends. And adding a drift is actually pretty easy, since you just have to, for example, there's actually different methods of ending. You can either end like this with a reverse exit, or you can just do a side exit or even a front exit. Let me try a side exit. Let me show you a side exit. Yeah, that's a side exit. Now a front exit. This one, you just have, your car just has to be straight. But it's hard when you're driving a drift car. Okay, let me show you now. You just come straight like that, and you've ended your drift like that. And by the way, other essentials you need in drifting here in FR Legends is make sure your tires are fresh. Make sure your tires are not burning out, because for example, if your tires are low on the durability, not durability. By the way, you need also to get durable wheels, tires. Yeah, you need to get durable tires to prevent excessive damage. Since if you have damaged tires, your car's performance is gonna lower. Your car ain't gonna drift, it ain't gonna move at all. It's gonna move, but maybe like at 50 kilometers per hour, which is actually pretty slow for drifting. You ain't gonna do a good drift at such speeds. And to master a drift, as for me, I mastered the drifting by using this road. Just come to this road and try to prevent going off the road. Of course, it ain't gonna be the perfect for everyone, since also this needs kind of mastering a bit. Since when you're also turning, you'll have to turn, because when you're turning at the end, you'll have to turn using the brake, and preventing going off the road will be so hard, especially like for example here. As you can see, I'm pretty much trained for this. I'm a professional at this. I've done this for so many years in this same road. That's why you see it is gonna be hard for me to turn here, as you can see. Yes, maybe the back wheels might enter the road a bit, but it ain't as bad as not even like sticking to the road. But the turning is very essential than even the straight place here. As for me, by turning, let me show you how I normally turn here at the end and how easy it is for me. Okay, let me show you. I'm gonna reach to the end and turn. You turn one side, then you switch the sides. Then of course you need to use your handbrake. Let me try using my brakes when I'm at the end. I've not ever tried to use my brakes at the last turn. It's so hard to use a brake for me. It ain't that bad, but I prefer my what is it called? My handbrake. Anyways, that's the end of today's video. I'm sure you all have now learned how to properly drift here in FR Legends. And of course, not the only way to succeed here in this game is by starting with the first map. You cannot just go straight to the point, straight to the hardest point. Yeah, you have to go step by step, so you can learn and get more experience. So now you can continue moving up your the maps, so you can be properly professional. And sometimes, and when you're a professional in drifting, even steering the car isn't that essential, because your car just glides on the road. Like for example, right now I'm not even touching the steering wheel. My car is just gliding. I'm turning aside, then I'm leaving it, I'm turning, it's gliding, it glides. I leave it to glide by itself, then I turn, then I glide. Okay, let me stop here and end the video. Anyways, yeah, that's the only way to learn how to drift in this game. Anyways, but then thank you for 100 subs. I'm gonna be doing a live stream later, maybe like in South Florida, to celebrate their 100 subs. Yeah, stay tuned for that video. Anyways, Central Dawn out.